This is the story of the richest man to ever live. A king whose generosity shook economies. It's a tale of immense wealth, a legendary journey, and an act of charity so grand it brought a global financial hub to its knees. This isn't just a story about gold. It's the story of Mansa Musa, the emperor of Mali. Let's travel back to the 14th century, to the vast sun-drenched landscapes of West Africa. Here, the Mali Empire wasn't just a kingdom, it was a titan of its time. Imagine a realm stretching over 2,000 miles, controlling some of the most lucrative trade routes on the planet. At its core, the empire was built on two precious commodities: salt, as valuable as gold in the ancient world, and gold itself. The mines of Mali, particularly the legendary Bambuk and Bear goldfields, were the source of nearly half of the old world's gold. This wasn't just wealth. This was the kind of fortune that legends are made of, and at the center of it all sat one man, Mansa Musa, crowned in the year 1312. Mansa Musa wasn't just a king. He was a Mansa, which means emperor or king of kings. He inherited an empire already prosperous, but under his rule it soared to unprecedented heights. He was a devout Muslim, a visionary leader, and a master strategist who expanded his territory to include major trading cities like Timbuktu and Gao. His court was a spectacle of opulence. Accounts from the time describe a ruler adorned in fine silks and holding a golden scepter, surrounded by thousands of attendants. But his true power wasn't just in the gold he possessed. It was in his vision for his empire as a center of culture, knowledge, and faith. This vision would soon lead him on a journey that would etch his name into the annals of history forever. In the year 1324, Mansa Musa decided to fulfill one of the five pillars of Islam, the Hajj, the sacred pilgrimage to Mecca. But this would be no ordinary journey. This was a royal procession of such staggering scale that it remains one of the most incredible caravans ever assembled. Imagine this, a moving city of over 60,000 people snaking its way across the vast Sahara desert. This wasn't just an entourage, it was a demonstration of Mali's power and piety. The procession included soldiers for protection, royal officials, merchants, storytellers, and thousands of servants and attendants, all part of this grand expedition. And then there was the gold. The caravan was accompanied by a train of 100 camels, a sight to behold in itself, but each of these camels was laden with up to 300 pounds of pure gold dust. Do the math, that's tens of thousands of pounds of gold, an amount almost impossible to comprehend even today. As this river of people and gold moved east, it was more than a pilgrimage. It was a mobile treasury, a moving testament to the boundless wealth of the Mali Empire. For the people who witnessed this spectacle along the way, it must have seemed like a dream, a shimmering mirage of wealth and power emerging from the desert sands. After months of travel, this magnificent caravan finally reached the bustling metropolis of Cairo. At the time, Cairo was one of the most important economic and cultural centers in the Islamic world, a vibrant hub of trade, scholarship, and art. The arrival of Mansa Musa and his immense retinue was an event that stopped the city in its tracks. The people of Cairo had seen wealth before, but nothing could have prepared them for what they were about to witness. Mansa Musa was a man of deep faith and extraordinary generosity. He began to give his gold away. He showered gifts upon the Sultan of Egypt, but his charity extended to everyone he met. He gave gold to the poor who lined the streets, to the merchants in the bustling markets, to the scholars in the mosques, and to every dignitary and official he encountered. He didn't just spend money, he flooded the city with gold. For 3 months every Friday, he reportedly had a new mosque constructed. His generosity was legendary. He seemed to believe his supply of gold was infinite, a river that would never run dry. The chroniclers of the time were astonished, writing about his noble character, his piety, and the sheer scale of his donations. He left an indelible mark on Cairo, but his kindness was about to have a very unexpected and very dramatic consequence. This is where the story takes a fascinating turn. Mansa Musa's generosity was so extreme, so overwhelming that he single-handedly broke an entire economy. He had pumped so much pure gold into Cairoese markets that the fundamental law of supply and demand kicked in. Suddenly, gold was everywhere. Its abundance caused its value to plummet. Think of it like this. When something rare becomes common, it loses its preciousness. The gold crash was immediate and devastating. The price of everything from bread to silk skyrocketed as the value of currency destabilized. For the merchants of Cairo, it was a catastrophe. The value of their savings, their goods, and their gold reserves evaporated almost overnight. This single act of charity triggered a massive wave of inflation that crippled Cairo's economy. The effects weren't temporary. Historical accounts suggest that the region's economy took more than a decade to fully recover from Mansa Musa's visit. It's an incredible economic case study wrapped in a historical epic. The richest man in the world had tried to do good, but his wealth was so immense that his generosity acted like a natural disaster, a golden flood that washed away the financial stability of an entire region. He had literally given away so much money that he broke money. Realizing the chaos he had caused, Mansa Musa attempted to fix the problem on his return journey from Mecca. In a move that sounds like something out of a modern economic playbook, he tried to take gold out of circulation. He borrowed back all the gold he could from the merchants in Cairo, an exorbitant interest rate. It was the first and perhaps only time in history that one man tried to personally manipulate the gold market of an entire country. While his efforts did help stabilize things slightly, the damage was done. The markets of Cairo, Alexandria, and beyond would feel the aftershocks of his visit for years to come after his world-altering pilgrimage. Mansa Musa returned to his empire, not just with new knowledge and religious prestige, but with a new ambition. He brought back with him scholars, architects, and poets from across the Islamic world. His focus shifted to transforming his own cities into centers of learning and culture that could rival any in the world, and the crown jewel of this project was the city of Timbuktu. Under Mansa Musa's patronage, Timbuktu was reborn. He commissioned the construction of grand mosques, including the legendary Jingerber Mosque, an architectural marvel of earth and wood that still stands today. He established the University of Sankore, which became one of the most important centers of learning on the planet. Scholars from across Africa and the Middle East flocked to Timbuktu to study law, medicine, astronomy, and theology. The city's libraries were filled with hundreds of thousands of manuscripts, making it a beacon of knowledge during a time when Europe was still in the Dark Ages. Mansa Musa didn't just build a city of gold. He built a city of ideas. He cemented Timbuktu's reputation as a mythical, almost magical place, a thriving hub of commerce, faith, and intellectual life in the heart of the Sahara. So what is the ultimate legacy of Mansa Musa? He is often remembered as the man who was so rich he broke an economy. While that's a stunning part of his story, it's not the whole picture. His wealth, estimated in modern terms to be over $400 billion, is almost incomprehensible, making him the richest individual in all of human history. But his true legacy is far more profound. He was a nation builder who transformed the Mali Empire into one of the most powerful and culturally rich civilizations of its time. His legendary Hajj put his empire, and by extension the continent of Africa, on the medieval map. European mapmakers began to depict Mansa Musa on their charts, sitting on a golden throne, holding a golden nugget. He single-handedly shifted the world's perception of West Africa from a remote land to a kingdom of unimaginable wealth and sophistication. More importantly, he was a patron of faith and education. His investments in Timbuktu created a golden age of scholarship that would last for centuries. He proved that wealth wasn't just for hoarding or for conquest, but for building culture, fostering knowledge, and spreading faith. His story is a powerful reminder that history is full of incredible figures from all corners of the globe, whose influence shaped the world in ways we are still understanding today. Mansa Musa wasn't just rich. He was a visionary, an emperor whose golden touch changed the world. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story as fascinating as I do, please hit that like button and subscribe for more dives into incredible moments from history. Let us know in the comments what other historical figures you'd like to learn about. Until next time.